A great little dessert that's really typical of New Orleans is a pecan pie, and that's what I'm going to make today. I'm using sweet short crust pastry, and I haven't made my own. The store-bought stuff these days is just fine. Just a little dusting of flour. Whenever you are rolling pastry, roll from the centre out towards the edges. A lot of people end up putting quite a lot of pressure downwards, and that makes for a really kind of tough crust, and that's not what we're after. Pop that up there, roll it over, and just gently place it down onto your pie dish, just like that. Sweet short pastry can also fall apart on you, so the trick was to always work with it when it's cold, so as soon as it starts to warm up, that's when you'll start to have issues. A nice quick roll over around the edges. So that's great, that looks good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to par cook this, and I put it on a baking tray so that it cooks the underside of the pie, and it also will catch any kind of drips when we finally end up putting our filling in there. And that'll just give it a little bit of a head start, which means that our pie ends up with a lovely crisp base instead of a soggy base. No one likes that. Now I need to make my sweet filling. Get my butter on, about 55 grams, so we just want to melt that. I need 4 eggs here. And I can see that that butter is melted, so let's turn that off. And that can just sit there. Now really what I'm looking for here as I whisk these is I want it to take on quite a pale and creamy look to it. Great, that's perfect. It's got a really nice consistency, there's little bubbles and it's very foamy, and that's just what I'm after. So now I can finish off making the filling by adding some of my sweeteners. First of all with our brown sugar, around about 2 cups of this. Now I've got some golden syrup, pure liquid deliciousness, and I want around about 7 tablespoons is sort of the easiest way to measure this out. Now if you're thinking that there's an awful lot of sugar in here, you're right, there is. This pie is really rich. You just need a sliver of it. You don't need a great big slice. Now here's my lovely melted butter, so that's just going to add some moistness to our pie, and in that goes. Have a little bit of patience, it's a little bit stiff at the beginning. It's quite a workout, this pie. I'm not quite sure if you use as many calories making it as you do eating it, but it's probably pretty close. Have a little taste. Last couple of ingredients are our vanilla essence, little pinch of salt. Sometimes really nice to have that slight saltiness, especially if you're using nuts in cooking, even if it is sweet. We'll just mix these two in together. I'm just going to pour that in and then just give this a little bit of a whisk around. Once that is mixed to a nice smooth batter, we just need to add in 2 tablespoons of flour, and really this just helps to bind the pie filling. Give it a good mix and make sure there are no lumps, and then you're done. And it looks so beautiful and caramelly. Oh, I want this pie. We just want to give these pecans a rough chop, just so they're a little bit more manageable in the pie, really. That pastry should be ready. Oh, that's great. That's par cooked, just a little bit golden around the edges, so that's going to give us that really crisp pastry crust. I'm just going to pop this straight in the shell, these pecans. Now we'll just get our beautiful caramel filling poured over these nuts. Oh, you know that you want it. That will do us, I think. The moment to be both dexterous and deft. Opening that, and in we go. Great. And I'm just turning that oven down now to about 150 degrees. That's going to cook for 30 to 40 minutes, guaranteed to be delicious. That pie should be ready now. Oh, that looks fantastic. Now I just need to let that set before I try and lift it out of that pie dish. While that cools down just a little bit, I will whip some cream. Cream can really cut through some of the intense sweetness that this pie I know is going to deliver on. Fantastic, I think that's done and I think I'm ready to eat. The moment of truth is always, can I get the pie out of its dish looking fabulous, or will it collapse on me? And I don't like to leave it till it's absolutely cold, because then it will tend to stick to the area around it. So I've got slightly warm pie going on. Ease that away. And this particular pie dish has got a loose bottom on it, so we're going to be able to pop that out just nicely. Okay, Here we go. Dun ta da! Oh, sweet mama's kitchen. Yeeks. Look at that. Fantastic. You can see inside there's this crunchy kind of top to it and of course the crispy base, but it's all gooey in the middle. A little bit of dusting of the icing sugar is always a good thing. Just because you eat with your eyes, making it look as pretty as possible. And a lovely big dollop of our cream. Oh my goodness. Just a little forkful. You've got these crunchy, gorgeous, hot pecans and this warm caramel, treacly delightfulness.